and he didn't know about the father, and the girl really didn't want to really talk about it. So I'm like, man, but there ain't no red flags. Ain't no red flag. That's a red flag right there, buddy. So
I know it's been quite some time. I've been very busy, doing wifely things and family things. Of course, you guys know I've been back in the DR for quite some time. It's been, 3 months already? I got back December the 27th. And your girl Nikki, La Nikki Oficial from the Dominican Route channel, and also from my channel, La Nikki Oficial. So first and foremost, I had to come on because I've been seeing a lot of videos lately about Dominican American relationships. One thing that I can say is that I'm happy that people are starting to really be more honest about what it is to date a Dominican as an American. I can't speak for any other foreign country that, people that come here, but I definitely can speak for the Americans, men and women. There's a clip that I'm gonna throw in right here.
Just hitting you up, letting you know, I visited with my boys to the Dominican Republic one time, and it was outstanding. I met this chick, and I'm 35, she's 21, and so therefore, and she has a baby, well, a kid. She has a kid, and she's not married, obviously. She never been married, and she works and she goes to school. But our communication a little spotty, and I'm like, okay, all right. So I need a little bit more information. So hey, how old is the baby? Is the dad in the picture? Because these are a lot of things that you want to know about when you dealing with any type of female, whether you're in Dominican Republic or elsewhere. So he returned another email and said, I think he said the baby was like 2 or something like that, and he didn't know about the father, and the girl really didn't want to really talk about it. So I'm like, man, but there ain't no red flags.
So I wanted to talk about the clip. He makes such a good point when he's talking about the fact that he mentioned in the video that the guy is 35 years old, the girlfriend's 21, she has a 2-year-old, and trying to figure out, are there any red flags? Yeah, definitely. The fact that when he's asking her about the father and she's not wanting to say too much about that, that's a red flag. If I am interested in having a relationship with somebody, and specifically a Dominican that lives in the DR, I need to know all the background. I need to know, and of course this all depends on how serious the relationship is, right? Like if we're headed towards marriage, most definitely, my questions are gonna be, how much money does your baby daddy give you towards your child every month? How much are you expecting me to give you every month? Those are 2 really important things, and I need to know, like, do you and the baby daddy, do you guys get along? How cool are y'all? Like, what's that dynamic look like? I really just wish that people would do what they know is right. You know what I mean? Like, do what feels right and good. If at the very beginning, when you're meeting with this person and all you're thinking about is how sexually attracted you are to them, that's a problem. Because if that's all that there is, what else do you have to go off of after the fact? Like, where do we go from there? I see a lot of times where, the passport bros will come here and they'll date these women, and, some of them have the expectation that, I want to marry one of these women, and they look for them in the wrong place. One of the things that needs to me, all this is my opinion, I think it's important to look at how much of an age gap that there is. When we get up to 8+ years, 8 to 15 year age gap, that's definitely something that you want to look at. I would say definitely you want to look at the the family dynamic, how the person's family is, how they treat you, all of that. And I tell y'all all the time, if you are really, really interested in wanting to marry a Dominican, you've got to learn the language, man. And if you just want to learn the basics, conversational, that's up to you. I can't tell you, what you should or shouldn't do. I can just make suggestions as to what you should and shouldn't do, because I know that men and women are different, right? I know that a lot of times women, depending on their age, it's important to them that they're having meaningful conversation. Like, I could never marry someone that we've never had profound conversation. I'm not gonna marry a dummy. I'm not gonna marry someone that when we're out and we're meeting new people, or I'm introducing my husband, that I have to be embarrassed because he can't hold a conversation. I know that some people are shy, and there's a difference between holding conversation and being shy, right? Someone who's shy can still hold a conversation, albeit a short conversation, but they can do that. But I see it all the time, though. The guys come here for a week or two, chill with the girl, they have a good time, they spend all the money and all of that. But this conversation is really for any man or woman that wants to come to this country and get married to a Dominican. If that's not what you want to do, you can keep watching the video. Maybe it'll help somebody that you know. Send it to them. Yeah, so for women, when you are dating a Dominican man, more than likely you're making way more money than he's making, okay? There's a chance that, the amount of money that you make in 3 days, it takes them a month to make. Personally, I can say right now, I'm aware of a lot of people that I know, Dominicans that I know, that I make in 2 days, but they make in a month. So, just keep in mind that when you're dating a Dominican, you still want to date them as if you're dating an American as well. Like, you still want to have, your deal breakers and your ideals. The only difference is that you'll have to take the monetary value down, like a huge notch. Unless, of course, you're dating a Dominican man who's a business owner, or who has a few jobs and who's making good money. A Dominican making good money in this country is a Dominican who's making $1,500. That's good money for a Dominican salary for one person. There are households here of a husband and wife who collectively make $500. So understand that it really is, it's a lot, it's a huge disparity there. So I know that before I met my husband and I was dating, I still had to be courted by Dominican men. Like, you were still gonna take me out on a date, you're still gonna pay for the food, and date me the same way that I would date an American man. Clearly, I'm not expecting to be taken to a steakhouse and have, a $40, $50 tab. Obvious, right? And then for men, I would say the same thing. Men, maybe you guys want to spend a little bit more because of the fact that you're a man spending money on a woman. But I definitely would say don't jump out of the window. And I would certainly say keep your options open. Don't just go for the first Dominican woman that you meet. And I would say that for American women as well. Don't just...
You gotta, if you come in here to Dominican Republic, you have options. And you need to utilize those options, especially if you're the one holding the bag. If you got the bag, you're gonna be cash is king. That's what they say. You're gonna be good to go. So, but you don't need to let them know that you got the bag, and that's what I try to tell people too.
Don't just grab the first